Hi, welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name is Katarina, and today I want to do the Booktubenewbie tag because I want to become a part of this lovely community that I've seen online. And frankly, I'm bored. I want to yap about books. So here we are. So if you've been around Booktube for a while, you've probably seen the Booktubenewbie tag before. It was quite popular like 10 years ago, I think, and it's had kind of a renaissance lately. And it's a great way to kind of introduce yourself. I don't really have much else to say, so we're just going to hop right on into it. And if you can see that I'm looking down, it's because I have the questions in front of me. First question, why did you start this channel? Well, obviously, I think like everyone else, I just want to talk about books. I want to put my thoughts and feelings that I get while reading a book into words. And for me, it's a bit easier in kind of verbal format instead of written format. And I just want to share my love for books like everyone else on this platform. And this is also a very good way to keep a record of my reading journey or my reading life for myself. So yeah, that's kind of everything, the reason why I started. And I also just like editing videos, and I have a lot of downtime. I'm bored sometimes, so I thought this would be a good use of my time. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Fun and unique. I don't think I'm really the one to come up with the most unique video ideas, but I think that everyone has a unique taste in books and that everyone has their unique ideas and thoughts and viewpoints and feelings in books. So I think everyone that is posting things about book have a unique stance on things and can bring something to the conversation. So therefore someone has something unique to bring. So I guess that's kind of the unique side of this channel. It's just my taste, my personal journey. And if you want to join in that, you can stick around. I don't know. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Kind of goes back to talking about books, connecting with people that read kind of the same books as me, or people that don't read the same books as me, and get new recommendations and just broadening my horizons. I have been a reader my whole life, basically. But I've never had anyone in my life to talk about books with because my friends didn't read while we were younger. Some of them are starting to read now, which is great, but I'm not really in touch with them as much as I used to be. So no one in my life reads. So I'm excited to just talk about it with someone and not keep it inside just for myself. And I also think that this is something productive to do with my time, will keep me from slipping into the winter blues and depression and everything. I don't know. Just have something to do, keep it from doom scrolling maybe. I'm not really anti-social media or anything, but I do find myself doom scrolling a lot. And maybe this is a way to still feel connected to the internet, but not doom scroll. And it's something that has a bit of a purpose. And I also really enjoy just editing simple videos, so there's the fun in that. Why do you love reading? I'm not sure if I can put this into words. Why do I love reading? I mean, there's so much. Just the escapism, delving into another world, into another viewpoint, into another just person's life, and getting to explore things without doing it yourself, I guess, and just getting new opinions, opening my eyes to stuff, being more empathetic. And I think you can learn a lot about someone through reading. I've been reading my whole life. It's just always been a part of me, so at this point, it's just me. I don't know. I can't really put it into words how much I love this, but I do. And it's a part of me, it's part of my identity. It's just something that I don't think ever will go away. It's been my silent companion throughout ups and downs in my life. It's just always been there as something that I can lean on, and yeah. What book or series got you into reading? Now, I have a terrible memory. I don't really remember much about my childhood, but so I can't really remember specific names of books that I read while I was quite young, but I do remember very clearly borrowing some of these fairy books. And there was like the fairies of the rainbow, the colors of the rainbow. And I really, really remember just loving those. And I also used to go to the library just once a week, get a big stack of books and just power through them. I didn't care which books it was. I kind of want to go back to that and just not caring which books I pick up and just pick up whatever I fancy and without having to heard about it on the internet before. But it's kind of hard nowadays, I guess. I also remember quite clearly when I read Percy Jackson for the first time. I was a bit older, maybe, than you intended to be while you read it. I think I was like 13. So, I mean, not too much older, but I loved that one. And that was kind of the first fandom that I fell into, I think. And then we have The Raven Boys, The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. That is the first book I remember I became obsessed with, and I'm still obsessed with it. It's still one of my favorite book series of all time. So those are kind of the early ones that I feel like shaped me a bit. I mean, Twilight as well. I remember getting, I think it was the third book from the library, and I sat my ass down in my bed, and I read for the rest of the day and all of next day. I think I finished it in just 24 hours when I was like 11 or something. It's quite crazy. And I also used to be a part of this book club. When I was younger, you will get sent 2 books in mail, just these random ass books, and I would devour them. So yeah. What challenges do you think will be the hardest to overcome with this channel? I think it's the fear of being perceived and found by people I know in real life. Fun fact, or I'm gonna be a bit honest here. I have been creating Booktube channel videos in my bedroom since I was like 13. I've kind of always wanted to start posting videos about books, and I will always record them, always plan them out, but never post them because I was so scared of being found out. Like, we had one person that tried YouTube in like middle school, and that person got bullied quite a lot. So I was always just scared of being perceived and scared of people I know in real life finding my channel. I'm trying to get over that, and yeah, my anxiety over it has always been quite high. I never want to make a fool of myself, but I just need to dive into it, I think. So I think that's probably the hardest thing to get over, is just the mindset of you're not good enough for this, or people will laugh at you. And also maybe talking to a camera, just getting used to that. But I think that kind of goes into the whole being perceived. And hopefully my English will get a bit better throughout this journey as well. When did you start reading? As I said earlier, it's always been a part of my life. Some of my earliest memories are of my dad reading to me before bed. Funnily enough, he can't remember that, so it might just have been a one-time thing that I had kind of just saved in my memory or something. And my family has always been just dumbfounded, I guess, about my reading as well, because no one in my family reads. They don't know where I got it from. But I always just had a love of books and going to the library. But I was also a very quiet kid, and I was one of the gifted children, I guess, being ahead of my peers. I had an older brother who was 8 years older than me, and I always used to just sit with him while he was doing homework and just learn. So I started reading quite young, and I was shy. I was diagnosed with social anxiety, and they traced it back to kindergarten age. So yeah, it was my escape. I have had some breaks in my life, or periods of the downtime with reading, I guess, as everyone does. I was kind of end of elementary school, early middle school, maybe. I didn't read much, and then I had a break. I guess not a break, but I didn't read much like first year of high school, I did still read, but not as much as I used to, and then I just fell right on into it again. Where do you read? Everywhere. Everywhere I can. I always have a book on me, but my main places, my go-to places are the couch. This chair is also quite good. The bed, or on my commute to school. That's the main places, but I always have a book on me, so when I have downtime, I usually pick it up. What kind of books do you like to read? I would like to say everything, but that's probably going to be a lie. But I read mostly fantasy, both YA and adult, but I'm leaning more toward adult. I think I'm moving past the YA genre. I also read romance, both adult and dark romance. Classics, I read a lot of classics, and that is kind of the main genre at the moment, and also litfic and manga. I don't read much non-fiction or sci-fi, and I don't read much thrillers or mysteries, but I'm not against those genres, if you know what I mean. I will pick it up if something interests me or if someone really, really wants me to, but I haven't had much luck in those genres before. What does your book collection look like? Okay, I'm going to try and get an overview of my shelves afterwards, but it's very eclectic. It's mostly English. I think I have 4 books in my whole collection. No, 5 books actually in my whole collection that is in Norwegian. If you didn't know, I'm from Norway, and English is my second language. You can probably tell by my accent, but I read mostly in English. Fun fact, English books are cheaper than Norwegian books in Norway. I don't know why. It might have something to do with production or something, but they're cheaper. And I feel like the English translations of stuff are better than the Norwegian translations. That just might be me, but I have a lot of fantasy up top, and then mangas, hardcovers, literary fiction, and then we have the classics. Then we got pocketbooks or paperbacks. That's the right word for it. And I have some fantasy and romance I can show you. Okay, so I will now show you an overview of my shelves. I have 3 shelves here in my living room by dining table. So this first shelf are, as you can see, it's quite messy. They're kind of overflowing everywhere, and it's not really much of an organization. But first shelf we got One Piece at the top there, and then we got kind of hardcover literary fiction, and then we go down to classics, which goes all the way over to the other side, and then some more just paperback, mainly literary fiction, but a few kind of horror-leaning fantasies. Then we got litfic starting into romance, and then the bottom shelf is mainly romance and a few mysteries over there. And I also got just a few random things scattered around. And then this middle shelf, kind of my display shelf, we got the Stormlight Archive. Then we got my special editions of the Raven Cycle. More classics, currently reading stack. More manga, dark romance, and then library stack. And behind that we got a few more books. And then we are on to the fantasy side. We got hardcovers, the first 2 shelves. And then the classics, this is the Penguin Black Spines. Large paperbacks. And then we got the shorter paperbacks. And as you can see, these 2 shelves are overflowing. And yeah, so that is my whole book collection. Wow, okay, so that was all the questions. Is there anything else I want to add? I don't really know. I want to be active on this channel. when I have something to say, I will be here to say it. And if you're interested to hear my views on books, you're welcome to stick around. And hopefully I'll be able to keep this one up. I think I will. I'm very motivated to just do this because I just need someone to talk to, man. It's hard out there. I need a distraction. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and please stick around for the next video. I have a lot of fun plans for the future, and I'll see you next time. Bye.